We just have to contend with that god-awful decision that the devs made with phase ships. He's turning around, trying to save his friend from dying. We don't want that to really... We don't want him to be able to save his friend. We need to make sure that we don't die. Okay, so... he's pretty much screwed in that regard. Get him. Damn it. Alright. Oh yeah, we can't command those. Kill him by whatever means is required. And also full assault him. Hyper-aggression. Go and do it. I just need him to go from 2 capitals that can defend each other to 1 capital that can't. Once you guys have done that, then we'll be good enough. Let's see. I don't know what you've got, but it'll probably do the trick. Let's go. But I have the shields up. Why couldn't I bring the shields up? Anyway, doesn't matter. He's almost dead. He's at 188. He's at 181. Excellent. I got him. You will be next. You guys know the drill. Drown him. Drown him to death. Well, a lot of our dudes are actually having problems with their CR rating. The combat rating is going too low. Let's see. How much damage have they actually done to you? Well, Blaze Carriers have done some damage to him, but not much. Alright, let's go. Alright. They've done some damage. Now that they have him surrounded, they'll probably do a little bit more damage to him until they start doing actual hull damage, and then things will be great. He'll try chasing them down, but capitals in this scenario usually die. Now, whether or not the game knows that remains to be seen. Excellent. Let's get him at Hunz's. Prepare our stuff. And let's join the battle! Alright, everyone. I guess I'll jump into this one. And everyone, follow me. we only have a thumper. Don't worry, it'll work. Maybe. So he's going to try and take that, and then probably go down the middle. Well, go left or right, one of the two. They go after what is the closest. How's he doing? Wow, he's jacked. Anyway, we're going to get on the other side of him, and then proceed to have everyone full assault. Then we'll kill the rest of his fleet and go take back our play and go take back our stuff. Get out of my space, you jackass. This is our territory. Yeah, the Thumper's needing to recharge. Like using just the bare minimum. Awesome. And everything's running. I want you to kill them all. I guess we'll take that then. Thanks. How many Marines can we fit on? A few. Okay, let's see. So I think we're going to attack this first. So once we can take out the military, we can take out pretty much everything else. Okay. So just take that. And I'm going to go get all of our Marines from everywhere and dump them on this. Let's go. What's the opposite of follow me? Well, I guess they'll just do it for however long they're going to. Alright, that's another hedge fleet that's attacking us. Ah, that's more like it. Ah, we took Virgin Gorda. Alright then, it's ours again. Alright then. Let's dump some more Marines into it, shall we? Alright, so we need to stabilize Virgin Gorda. We just don't really have the money to do so. Ooh. Okay. Hello, Nick Gaming World, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Alright, so we've taken back our stuff. Now it's time. We're at Matanzas, so do we have anything in Oh, we have some things. We can take more supplies and sell more. We did 3 planets all at once. Well, the first planet was Tortuga. So Tortuga, we went with mining and then heavy industry. What we need to do now is we need... Oh, why's Tortuga so low? Right. So we need to have Tortuga and all of them have star fortresses on all of them, and then we're going to have everything go towards colony growth 5 and then 6. But yeah, we went with mining and then heavy industry. so we could build our own stuff and make at least some money. First time playing Nexerelin. But after that, we're going to make everything our next size up. I would usually go with commerce, but I think what we're going to do is our next step up is we're going to make all of our patrol HQs into high commands, and then after that, we should be perfectly fine. What do you mean? What did you do with the mining stuff? I don't understand. What do you mean? They just traded off on their own. Okay, let's see. Nice. Oh yeah, it automatically trades. Oh, so Mick Gaming World, I'm assuming that you're new, that you haven't played much. So we should probably have other people handle some of these. So let's see. You handle that one. Hi. Alright, I need someone else to handle that. So you handle that one. Oh, so how colonies work is they automatically trade stuff off. So this is red, so this means that it has to import to, or that it can't get to right now. Oh, so here's what you do. Go find any phase ship. So for spy sat missions, those are incredibly easy. So here's what you do. I don't have any phase ships at the moment. But what you would do is you would take a phase ship and you would slap insulated engine assembly on it, and then you would take literally all the other ships out of that fleet, unless they are also phase ships set up like that, and that phase ship will have a detection range that is practically non-existent. So over here we have a detection range of 0 because we're in effect. But basically that'll make it to where enemy ships won't be able to really see you too well. And it can make it so that you're almost invisible. So we just need to let everything stabilize in our little system. And after that, we'll turn our place into a meat grinder. So the things that are almost always profitable, by the way, are mining and refining. So if we go to, not Visby, Hadarade, we go over here, we have refining. Refining turns stuff from mining into metals and transplutonics that can be used in heavy industry. Heavy industry turns the orbital works as the upgraded version of heavy industry. These turn those metals and transplutonics into other things, so ship parts, heavy machinery, heavy weaponry, or whatever it's called, and ship parts. You can't use the ship parts directly, and instead what happens is the AI uses those in various things. So like an infrastructure, they don't use it, but a megaport uses ship parts. A way station doesn't. This will use ship parts. Just stuff like that. It's fairly straightforward. By the way, just so you're aware of this, I'm pretty sure the code that is in Seethzeech, I'm pretty sure the CD code that's in his still works. So if you want to test out the game because you just don't like early access, you can just go use Seethzeech's CD key and it'll work just fine, as far as I understand. The developers have not told him to take that down or remove that part, so you can just go do that. And here's the thing, like Let me just show you this real quick. So if we go to my channel and we go to playlists and we type in Starsector, this is how many there are, and each video is about an hour. So well over 100 hours of content. And there's mods that add more. So you can get probably thousands of hours. So what I do with those, so Nick Gaming World asks, well, I would like to do the planet surveys, but they are always outside my fuel range. How do you do these missions? So you grab essentially these. So this is the capital version of it, it's the biggest one. But if you just have a fleet of frigates, not many. It depends on what you categorize as being good, really. Playing the combat, getting good at combat is a good idea if you're new, so you can fly stuff. So tankers are really useful. So they have a this dram has a fuel capacity of 300. If we compare that to just an average combat ship, that is of an average dedicated combat ship like a Wolf, it has a fuel of 20. So that dram, so to put that in perspective, you could have, let's see, how many drams per Wolf? Yes, it fuels the other ships. So what a tanker does is it pushes this number up, which your entire fleet uses. So think like carrier fleets. So when in the real world, so Starsector's combat system, it's essentially built on the same premise as, we'll say, like World War II fleets. So think about combat in Starsector as basically using World War II era fleets. So you have like battleships, you have ships that are essentially warships that go and duke it out and shoot each other. You have carriers that you don't want the enemy ships to be able to get to, enemy warships to get to. And when you have a bunch of fighters, we'll call that, say, air superiority, if you look at it from that perspective. You then have phase ships, which are sort of like submarines, which in previous version are amazing. In this version, kind of suck. They have their specific things that they're good at, but they're kind of hot garbage. To put it in perspective, you will have people use afflictors, because afflictors basically can put a debuff on the enemy ships, on an enemy ship that makes it take more damage. There's a shade which has the ability to EMP enemy ships and, say, disable their engines. And those are the ones that are primarily used when it comes to phase ships in this version of the game. You then have the Harbinger, which can basically disrupt enemy systems, which essentially paralyzes them for about, I don't know, like a second or something like that. The main thing is it takes down their shields, and it can kick other enemy phase ships out of phase space. So they have to surface, essentially. The thing is, there's like a 30-second or minute cooldown timer on it now, which is stupid. So those are generally considered useless by the community. You then have Dooms, which is the cruiser version of phase ships, which is still considered really dangerous, but for different reasons. Play through the Galatia questline, and that will get you... Yeah, play through the Galatia questline, and that will get you a different kind of phase ship. It's a spoiler. I'm not going to spoil that for you. But that one's useful. Gremlins are pretty much useless. I think that's it for phase ships. Now, there are some things here. So, let's say you want to check out phase ships. They don't have shields. Their main thing is to like surface, shoot, and then go back under, get away, and then lose. So how you're supposed to. Okay, so one thing to keep in mind is that Starsector was programmed with Starsector was programmed to be a 32-bit game, not a 64. So you really don't want to go above 8 gigs. Okay, so if you go above 8 gigs, Starsector will try to use something over 8 gigs, and then it will probably crash because it wasn't programmed to do more than that. So Starsector has some pretty hard limitations, unfortunately. One of them is that it's 32-bit. The other hard limitation is that it uses an engine that is like 10 years out of date. And so you have a lot of lag issues that come into play when you're playing it. The other thing is the engine that Starsector is using isn't really supported all that well by AMD, but it's supported pretty well by NVIDIA. So if you have an NVIDIA card and an Intel processor, and you should be perfectly fine. If you're using AMD or ATI as the video cards are previously known, then you're going to have lots of lag issues. So just keep that in mind. So what I recommend if you're doing phase ships, yeah, so it's technically a little bit higher, but that'll do the trick. So that'll be perfectly fine. So 8 gigs are fine. Nemo has a video on this. Nemo. I'll see if I can find it for you. Let me see if I can find it for you real quick. Yeah, this is what it is. We're not actually going to play it because I don't want to get any kind of like copyright stuff. But he does a pretty good job. So he tells you to install it, and then you already have this file open. But let's see if we can sort of skip to what you need. So those numbers, you can set it to 8192 for XMS and XMX. I think we just leave this one alone, but I'm not sure. Anyway, does that answer your question? So this video is Nemo teaches : how to install and mod Starsector. Okay, does that answer your question? I hope it does. Yes, 8192. So that's just because of how memory is stored in computers. So there's always some memory that is reserved for telling the computer. Some memory is put into what's called the index, which is how a computer tells where everything is. So it tells you where everything is. Let's hide that. And so there's always some extra memory left over that tells them all of that. Okay. So if you want to do phase ships, so first off, if you want to do combat, then most of these are good for you. If you want to do phase ships, then a lot of these that make phase ships better, like phase coil tuning, these are pretty much required. And with phase ships, you absolutely have to use adaptive phase coils and phase anchor for them to be anywhere near as good as they were even just last version. So I'll trust me when I say that a lot of the Starsector community thinks the devs screwed up with phase ships and how they made them work now, to the point to where people don't really rely on them that much anymore. They're still good at what they specifically do, but now they're used drastically differently. Oh, okay, that works. This is just how I have it set up. So I like to use carriers, so that's what these are for. We're going to eventually get here. We should probably rebuild this. Let's see. Yeah, like one of the things I do late game is I have one afflictor that's set up as a laser afflictor. And what it has is 3 lasers on it, I think. And its entire job is just to like beam the enemy and be an annoyance, but also just hit them repeatedly with its special ability, so that all my fighters do more damage. Like that's basically what it's relegated down to. But by that point, I just have. Oh, nice. Yeah, by that point, I just have a million like Moras, and I don't really worry about it. But yeah, sets key still works. You just need to be. You just need to open it as administrator in Notepad. Yeah, that's all you need to do. So this is good if you have colonies. If you don't, this is kind of useless. This one makes it so where you use fewer supplies. We don't need it right now. This one is great for fuel. These are great if you're going just like with the super ship, but you don't need them right now. So let's see, which of these do I want to use? We're going to go with that and this. I think this tutorial is just for smuggling. Yeah, I think it's for smuggling. Let's see. Both these are just for us. And then over here we have max capacitors. That's good. We have this. So combat phase ships, they basically last for about as long as a normal warship does. And they get really fast. This one is really great if you're just going to fill out this tree and this tree, essentially. I have a different build that I usually go with, where I use bigger ships. But let's see. I want to get over here to that. Is it worth giving this up, though? I don't think so. I think this is okay. It's probably fine. But these are great if you want to, like, just fight in your fleet. You can do that, too. So, there are lots of things you can do. Lots and lots of things. Okay, well, I need to get my hands on money. So I'm going to go trade. Okay, so we can go over here. We see that Chalcedon has stuff for trade and a lot. So we'll go sell supplies at Chalcedon. And then buy some ships from them, because we really don't have a bunch else. No. Alright, Chalcedon it is. Let's go. After that, we kind of need more stuff to finish building. So we lost some of those enforcers. Let's go up. Let's get more condors. And we're going to need more afflictors. Alright, we'll only have 5 of them. We also want some more colossi, I think. Alright, but we need to not be in debt, because when you are in debt, it costs you money. Once you get far enough along to where you just have like literal thousands of supplies on you, realistically speaking, the hyperspace storms just become an annoyance. If the devs really want people to not just ignore them and fly through them, they're gonna have to do something like make it to where they put demods on your ships and stuff like that. You know, stuff that would just basically make people not play it or mod it out. But yeah. Okay, let's go back to Matanzas. A demod, so A demod is basically I think it means like a derelict mod or something like that. It's essentially just any modification to a ship that detriments it. So if we look over here, we have this like degraded shields. So increases the amount of damage taken by shields. Supply cost to recover from deployment is reduced. They usually have some trade-off. They don't make the ship useless. There's actually builds that are built around having heavily demodded ships, which are kind of funny. I like them. But it definitely is bad for the ship, but there are also specific skills that make them good for your fleet. So you can spam out more ships. So there is that. We can go over, I can sort of show you that with, I can actually show you a video of mine that does that. We can search for Moras and we can see like the improved version of an original build I went with, which is basically just
Hello,
this.
everyone. My name is Muir, and we've got something new for you today. However, before we get into the video, I'd like to take
Oh yes, the old intro.
my name is Muir, and this is
So we're in two places, aren't we? So you don't play as a faction, you found your own faction. I highly recommend that you not use Nexerelin in the beginning. Your first few playthroughs should be you just playing the game, no mods, and enjoying yourself. But this is an example of using demods. So we have these Moras, and we have a lot of Moras. And so they have Warthogs, Broadswords, and Thunders on them. And they have some things that you can install. So in Starsector, if I wanted to install a mod, let's say I wanted to build these in so that they don't actually cost any ordnance points, I can go to build and I can just build in like 2 of them. And so that would make it to where I get more ordnance points. You only want to do that with stuff that you're going to want to use long term. But yeah, you can get all kinds of ridiculous things going, like, I don't know, like 20, 30 Moras. Like, I think it's like 20 Moras or something in a fight. Where you just...
well, I think we can actually... No.
Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
We can't push anything else out right now.
Yeah, so like 13 of the things. You just drown the enemy under fighters. And it works incredibly well. You can do that with Condors as well. They aren't necessarily combat ships, but it can work. Speaking of which, I do need some skills also give you mods, give you hull mods. So like these two give you hull mods. You keep the hull mods if you get rid of these. Hardened shields. We might want to... Did we grab that already at one point? I think we did, so we probably have hardened shields. And you also want more officers than I usually go for. At a certain point I moved into just being officer-less, like not having officers whatsoever. Because it let me use this and that to essentially just spam out people. Anyway, let's see. Ethan. That can work. We need ships, though. Who doesn't hate us? The Dictat likes us. They are welcoming. The pirates are welcoming. What about the Tritac is suspicious. No known allies. Everybody hates the hegemony. For some reason, the church likes us. I don't understand why, but they like us for some reason. Alright, let's see. Do they only have like one? They have... Oh, okay, they only have their capital. Nice. And that hedge fleet is still harassing ours. Still harassing us. I think it is, at least. Let's go see what... Oh, yeah. We need to get rid of all that debt. Oh, yeah. So we need to start basically getting as much money as we can, so... We don't really have time to do that. We need to go back to Matanzas. And just try to stabilize. If that doesn't work, then we'll probably go the other tried and true method of just going High Command and Star Fortress for every single place that we take. Okay, I need money. Lots of money. So Athol wants that, so they aren't going to want to trade with us, so it's Kathleen next. Kathleen is in his Brazil. About the same as Umbra, though, and Umbra will buy for a little bit more. So that works. Let's go over to Barbary Bay. They'll have some stuff for us. All right. Let's go join this battle. And see what we can do. We don't have any... I like flying phase ships. We don't have any. Alright, all of you, follow me. I'm going to jump into this one. It's generally recommended to start your faction a little bit later. A little bit later than I did. So I want to go around them. Okay, I'm going to go after their carrier. You're going to die, carrier. Get it. It's taking us so long to kill this. This is funny. Okay, cool. We killed it. Alright, guys. Full assault. And then, like, try to do something, I guess. We need some actual ships. Alright. I don't think we're actually going to be able to do anything here, so... So this thing's just screwed. But anyway, it's time to leave. Hey, you know, at least we killed one of their ships, right? But yeah, we just need to get proper warships again. All right. Go on, Jordy. Go on, Tendy. You can do it. And out he goes. All right. All right. We'll just leave. Okay, so we need to keep going over to Barbary Bay. Let's repair our stuff. We don't have... Let's take more fuel. And then we need to head where? Athol won't trade with us. Umbra is closer. So we'll go to Umbra. No. Okay, this one's upward down here, if I recall. So that we'll go... Yes. Good. So, let's trade with Umbra. Sounds good. And let's see... We can make more money at Kethlin. But we're gonna need fuel... We're gonna need fuel to get there. So Syndria will sell fuel to us. So we can potentially go make some cash over there. Well, not cash, but we can get fuel. Which will allow us to potentially get to Kethlin and back. Yeah, those blue ghosts, we'll take them. Alright, let's head to Kethlin, that's in xvector, and that should work. Oh, good. Let's go. Alright, so where is Kethlin around here? There's Coulomb. Kethlin's way up there near that giant. Right, let's head over to Kethlin. Kethlin, not Coulomb. Oh no, people left. Whatever shall we do? Good thing we slow enough. Alright. That works. Everything else is okay. Repair our stuff, and let's leave. We'd head back to Penelope Star, back to Matanzas. And then see what we can do from there. The main thing is, we need money. Right now we're being pushed in the direction we want to go. So that's proving useful to us. Alright, well that's almost all of our debt. That's good. Everything seems okay, everything seems to be sort of stabilizing. Okay, where else can we sell stuff? Chalcedon. What else does Chalcedon want? Olenadu wants those. We can sneak into Olenadu. Sell 400 of these. Alright. Chalcedon wants the runs a bunch. So we're going to do that. We're going to go get some more fuel. Also, we should pick up some more people since we have a few laying around. Let's head back over to Barbary Bay. And we can pick up some more things. Okay. Once we get back into having money, things should be great. Alright, to Chalcedon we go. Alright, rebellion on Hesperos. Also, the Pathers will leave you alone if they don't think they would be able to take you in a fight. Olenadu wants them for more, So we're going to head over to Olenadu and make some cash. Okay, you guys want those? And you want a bunch of those. Mostly you want that. Excellent. Okay, let's go home. Okay, nice. Little speed up there. Cool. So we should be okay. Alright. Let's get Matanzas under us. Let's get this under someone else. Hopefully that gets us into the... Well, I mean, we're always going to be pretty low for a little while until we stabilize. Let's see. What can we do to make more money? We can't get to Atholf, we can get to Kars, we can get to Umbra. So we can just keep trading all, and keep selling all supplies. Alright, so Tortuga. You have heavy industry. Not necessarily what I necessarily want Liberacia. Virgin Gorda is fuel production. Your fuel production, your heavy industry as well, so Liberacia. Oh yeah, I'm going to see what you have there. So you've got a ton of supplies I can take at Hardinay. We're going to go over there. Okay. Let's take those and refuel. That will let us go to Umbra, sell a bunch, go to Sindria, restock, go to Kara, sell a bunch, and then go home. Umbra's still down there, that works. We just don't want to sell them fuel. Alright. This is Umbra. Oh no, people quit. Who cares? Right, we have a lot of overage on people, so that's fine. Let's head over to Sindria and go get some more supplies so that we can sell those for a profit. The megaport of Liberacia is done. Nice. Now, after they've scanned you, they're not going to scan you again immediately thereafter. So that's for 105. Corresponds a good number, but it doesn't want too many. Works for me. But now that they've scanned us, that basically means we don't have to worry about them scanning us immediately thereafter. What's your next goal? Stabilize my place. My first goal is to stabilize. My second goal is to get everything to the next, to get at least battle stations on everything. And then from there to more or less become more or less become immune to getting rated like that again. Chorus is right here, by the way. And then we should be good. So we have to stabilize and make the system unassailable, essentially. Now, what do you want? You want a lot of fuel. We have a lot of fuel we can sell off. What is... So we have a little bit of debt. Not much. Let's head back to Hardinay. So our first real goal is to stabilize. Second goal is to get those battle stations on there so that the other little fleets can jump in. And then from there, we will see. We'll probably start taking the hegemony apart. The hegemony of the hegemony. However you want to say it. Yeah, we have some patrols. We also need to get more ships. So as we're taking the hegemony down, we'll be raiding to get blueprints from them.